Have you ever stared at a massive, sold-out stadium glowing with thousands of light sticks and wondered how much of that absolute madness actually translates into cold, hard cash in the bank accounts of the idols on stage? Stray Kids has completely taken over the global music industry, shattering records, commanding massive world tours, and bringing in astronomical wealth for JYP Entertainment. But the real mystery lies in how that massive pie is sliced behind closed doors. We are talking about millions of dollars in streaming royalties, high-end luxury brand endorsements, and personal production credits that completely shift the financial dynamic of the group. Who among these 8 incredibly talented brothers actually takes home the biggest paycheck, and how did their individual creative contributions shape their financial destiny within the company? Is the leader always the top earner, or does a surprise member quietly dominate the payroll through secret songwriting royalties? Let us dive deep into the fascinating financial empire of Stray Kids and uncover the real numbers behind their success. Number 8. I.N. The quiet growth, a magnate's rising fortune. To fully comprehend the financial footprint of Yang Jong-in, the charming magnate of Stray Kids known globally as I.N, one must travel back to the windy streets of Busan where a young boy, with a bright smile, sang traditional trot music for local elders, completely unaware that he would one day conquer the global charts and amass a fortune that most people can only dream of. The journey of I.N is not just a story of fame, it is a masterclass in financial resilience and personal branding within the cutthroat K-pop industry. When I.N joined JYP Entertainment, he carried the weight of being the youngest trainee in the debut lineup, facing constant evaluation and harsh critiques from J.Y. Park himself during the 2017 survival show. He was frequently criticized for his vocal control and stage presence, leading to painful moments where fans feared he would be cut from the group entirely. Yet, he pushed through, hiding his tears behind his iconic braces and working late into the night. This grit is the silent driver of his current financial status. Within the K-pop business model, JYP Entertainment utilizes a profit-sharing system that initially favors the agency to recoup training costs. But Stray Kids cleared their trainee debts remarkably fast due to their explosive international popularity. In the early days, the members shared small, cramped dorm rooms, sharing bunks and living under tight budgets. But as their albums began to chart globally, the financial landscape shifted dramatically, allowing them to move into spacious, high-end apartments in Seoul. Once the debt was cleared, the standard group profit split took effect, dividing album sales, ticket revenues, and merchandise profits equally among the 8 members. Think about the astronomical scale of Stray Kids' physical album sales, with masterpieces like 5 Star, which shattered records with over 5.13 million pre-orders, and Rock Star, which debuted at number 1 on the Billboard 200. The group has generated tens of millions of dollars in pure album revenue alone. For I.N, this equal division of group earnings means a massive baseline income that instantly placed him in the multi-millionaire category. Furthermore, the massive stadium concerts of the Maniac World Tour and the Dominate World Tour, where tickets sell out within minutes for hundreds of dollars each, generate massive cash flows. In K-pop, touring is where the real money is made, as live performance revenue, ticket sales, VIP packages, and merchandise are highly lucrative. When you add the sales of official merchandise, particularly the global demand for Nachambong light sticks and the highly popular Sksu plushies, with I.N's character Foxy. New York being a fan favorite, the revenue stream becomes incredibly diverse. However, what places I.N at the 8th spot on this list is the distinction between group earnings and individual income streams. While the production-focused members of the group command massive royalties, I.N's personal wealth is heavily boosted by his rapid emergence in the luxury fashion sector. I.N has transitioned from the cute youngest member into a high-fashion icon, sharing his carefully curated outfits on Instagram under his signature OTD posts. His unique visual appeal and style caught the attention of the prestigious British luxury brand Alexander McQueen, leading to a highly publicized partnership. When I.N traveled to Paris Fashion Week to attend the brand's exclusive runway show, He was greeted by screaming crowds and massive media coverage, proving his immense commercial value. In the fashion industry, a single appearance at a major fashion show can command tens of thousands of dollars in fees, alongside fully paid first-class travel and luxury accommodations. These solo luxury brand deals, fashion editorials with magazines like W Korea and Marie Claire, and sponsored content contracts are highly lucrative because the profit-sharing ratio for solo activities heavily favors the artist compared to group activities, allowing I.N to keep the lion's share of these payouts. In addition to fashion, I.N is steadily expanding his musical footprint to build a long-term passive income stream. While he may not have the extensive KOMCA songwriting catalog of his older group mates, he has actively participated in composing and writing lyrics for key solo and unit tracks, such as the fan-favorite anthem Magne on Top, and his deeply emotional solo song Hug Me. Every single stream of these tracks on Spotify, Apple Music, and YouTube contributes to his monthly royalty payouts. In South Korea, copyright laws protect a creator's work for 70 years after their death, meaning these credits ensure a lifetime of passive income. The Korean Music Copyright Association, KOMCA, distributes these funds systematically, and although the payout per stream on platforms like Spotify or Melon is a fraction of a cent, when multiplied by hundreds of millions of streams, it accumulates into a substantial fortune. Managing this sudden wealth at such a young age can be overwhelming, but I.N has reportedly been very wise with his savings, often seeking financial advice from his leader Bang Chan, who acts as a mentor both on and off stage. Furthermore, I.N's interest in trot music remains a secret weapon. Trot is one of the most lucrative music genres in South Korea, boasting a massive and incredibly loyal older demographic that actively supports solo singers through concert tours and television appearances, hinting at a highly profitable avenue for I.N's future solo career. Reflecting on his journey, it is deeply moving to see how the young boy who struggled to find his footing on the survival show has matured into a self-made multi-millionaire before even reaching his mid-20s. He has used his earnings to support his family back in Busan, reportedly helping them financially and purchasing gifts, showcasing his humble nature. He has invested in his craft, refined his vocal technique to become an indispensable pillar of Stray Kids sound, and built a personal brand that commands respect from global luxury houses. I.N's position at number 8 is not a limitation, but rather a reflection of the astronomical earning power of the entire group. Even at the starting point of their internal financial ladder, the wealth accumulated is staggering. He remains the emotional anchor of the group, protected by his 7 older brothers, but in the realm of business, Yang Jong-in stands strong as an independent financial powerhouse whose value is only set to multiply as he continues to define his own path in the entertainment world. Number 7. Seungmin, The Golden Vocals, a melodic goldmine. To truly appreciate the financial and creative growth of Kim Seungmin, the central vocal pillar of Stray Kids, one must look past the glittering lights of the stage and peer into his meticulously kept notebook where he has documented his vocal progress, daily habits, and artistic reflections every single day since his trainee days. Seungmin is often described as the model student of the group, a young man whose life could have taken a completely different path as a professional baseball player, following in the footsteps of his grandfather. Instead, he chose the grueling path of a K-pop idol, securing second place in JYP Entertainment's highly competitive 13th open audition in 2017. To put this in perspective, thousands of hopefuls from all over South Korea and beyond auditioned, yet Seungmin's raw vocal talent and earnest charm captured the judges, launching him into a world of intense training. From the moment he entered the company, Seungmin approached his training with a level of discipline that borders on legendary. He was never the type to rely solely on natural talent. Instead, he studied vocal anatomy, practiced until his throat was sore, and protected his vocal cords with scarves, throat sprays, and humidifiers. Even after debut, when most idols stopped taking formal classes, Seungmin continued to pay for private vocal lessons out of his own pocket, treating his voice as a highly valuable physical instrument that requires constant refinement. who warms up his voice for hours before every show, drinks only lukewarm water, and carefully avoids spicy foods to protect his throat. This dedication translates directly into his live performance quality, making him a reliable asset during their grueling world tours. This investment in himself has paid off handsomely, turning him into one of the most stable live singers in the industry. In the landscape of K-pop finances, group members benefit immensely from the collective success of their album sales and world tours. As Stray Kids climbed the ranks to become JYP Entertainment's top revenue-generating artist, Seungmin's share of the group's profits skyrocketed. We are talking about tours that fill massive stadium venues and domes, such as the Tokyo Dome and KSPO Dome in Japan, where tickets cost hundreds of dollars and sell out within minutes. The Japanese market, in particular, is an incredible goldmine due to the high purchasing power of fans and the structured music market, and Seungmin's clean, boyish charm makes him exceptionally popular there. Every time Stray Kids drops an album like AT or Rockstar, selling millions of copies, the equal distribution of physical sales revenue ensures Seungmin is earning at an elite level. But what sets Seungmin apart at the number 7 spot on this list is his individual earning power, driven primarily by his status as the group's premier OST, original soundtrack, singer. In the South Korean entertainment industry, landing a solo OST for a major television drama is a highly prestigious and financially rewarding achievement. Seungmin made a massive splash with his solo track Here Always for the global hit drama Hometown Cha-Cha-Cha, which charted worldwide and introduced his soothing, emotional vocals to millions of non-K-pop fans. In fact, Here Always debuted at number 8 on Billboard's World Digital Song Sales chart, a historic achievement for a fourth-generation group vocalist that proved his solo commercial viability on a global scale. He followed this success with Close to You for the drama Love and Contract and Phobia for a popular webtoon soundtrack. The mechanics of OST royalties are fascinating. They involve upfront synchronization fees, but more importantly, they generate long-term digital streaming royalties that go directly to the singer, rather than being split among the entire group. Every time these popular dramas are broadcast globally, streamed on platforms like Netflix, or the songs are played on Spotify, Apple Music, and Korean platforms like Melon, Seungmin receives a direct royalty check. Additionally, Seungmin's classic, clean-cut visuals and polite demeanor have made him a favorite for brands looking for a trustworthy image. He has participated in solo fashion shoots for major publications and established connections with brands like Coach, attending high-profile fashion events and generating significant individual income. Furthermore, as JYP Entertainment continues to grow as a powerhouse listed on the Kosdaq Stock Exchange, the financial stability of its top artists is highly secure. Seungmin's strategic position in the company allows him to benefit from high profit margins on overseas promotions. Beyond the numbers, there is a deep emotional beauty to Seungmin's financial journey. He has used his hard-earned money to provide a comfortable lifestyle for his parents, quietly expressing his gratitude for their support during his lean training years when the future was uncertain. Seungmin is steadily growing his portfolio as a songwriter and lyricist. While he is not a primary producer like the members of 3RACHA, he has contributed to writing and composing several emotional tracks, including My Universe and Hold On. These songwriting credits are registered with the Korea Music Copyright Association, KOMCA, guaranteeing him a steady stream of passive royalty income that accumulates month after month, year after year. It is inspiring to reflect on how Seungmin's financial success is a direct reflection of his personal values. He is known to be incredibly frugal and wise with his money, rarely indulging in flashy luxury items and instead focusing on long-term financial security and supporting his family. He has remained completely grounded despite the massive influx of wealth, treating his career as a long-distance marathon rather than a sprint. In a world where sudden fame can lead to reckless spending, Seungmin's disciplined financial mind is just as sharp as his vocal pitch. His vocal stability on stage ensures that Stray Kids can deliver flawless live performances, maintaining the group's stellar reputation and securing their position at the top of the industry. Seungmin at number 7 represents the power of steady, consistent effort. He has turned his passion into a professional business, securing his financial future through his undeniable talent, strategic solo projects, and an unwavering work ethic that continues to pay off in millions. Number 6. Lee Know, the stage commander, dancing to the bank. To truly grasp the financial triumph of Lee Min-ho, known to millions of fans as Lee Know, one must look at the soles of his shoes and understand the years of sweat, grind, and sheer determination that took him from the background of the stage to the very front of the global spotlight. Before Lee Know became the main dancer and dance leader of Stray Kids, he was a professional backup dancer, most notably touring with BTS during their early stadium years, performing complex routines for hit tracks like Not Today, Begin, and Fire. In those days, backup dancers in South Korea faced notoriously low pay, often struggling to make minimum wage while enduring grueling physical demands and working in the shadows. He stood in the background, helping other stars shine, earning a modest dancer's fee while harboring a burning desire to one day perform his own music. When he joined JYP Entertainment, his training period was remarkably short, which initially made his position in the group precarious. During the 2017 Stray Kids survival show, Lee Know faced the ultimate heartbreak. He was the first member to be eliminated by JY Park, who deemed his performance under pressure insufficient. The emotional weight of that elimination was devastating, but instead of giving up, Lee Know returned to his practice room, training day and night until he was finally given a second chance to debut. Today, that backup dancer, who was once told he wasn't ready, is a self-made multi-millionaire, standing as one of the most vital pillars of Stray Kids' global brand. In terms of financial distribution, the equal split of Stray Kids' massive group revenues, spanning physical album sales, digital streaming, and stadium ticket sales, forms the foundation of Lee Know's wealth. As the leader of the group's dance line, Lee Know plays a critical role in directing their complex, high-energy stage choreographies, even contributing to the creation of movements for songs like Elevator. Live touring is the single most profitable sector in the K-pop industry, and Stray Kids' ability to sell out stadium-scale venues worldwide during the Maniac and Dominate tours translates into tens of millions of dollars in revenue. Because Lee Know ensures that the group's live performances are executed with razor-sharp precision, he directly protects and enhances the group's most valuable asset, their live stage reputation. But what pushes Lee Know to the number 6 position on this list is his highly successful solo endeavors outside of group activities. For over 2 years, spanning over 100 episodes, Lee Know served as the fixed MC for the weekly music program show, Music Core. This highly visible role in South Korea required him to wake up at 4 a.m. every Saturday to host live television, a demanding schedule that paid off in consistent, individual broadcasting fees. Fixed television hosting gigs are prized in the industry because JYP Entertainment's contract structures allow established artists to keep a very high percentage of their individual variety and broadcasting income. Furthermore, his unique, eccentric, and witty 4D personality has made him a highly sought-after guest on various variety shows, including the Idol Dictation Contest and numerous cooking programs, which further boost his individual earnings. In the luxury fashion space, Lee Know's sharp, classic visuals have caught the eyes of premium global brands. He has built a strong relationship with the Italian luxury house Gucci, frequently attending their high-profile events in Seoul and appearing in sponsored fashion shoots. Luxury fashion contracts are notoriously lucrative, with appearance fees, promotional postings, and brand ambassadorships adding massive sums to his personal wealth. Lee Know has also begun to build his passive income stream through music production and songwriting. Under the Korea Music Copyright Association, KOMCA, he holds credits for composing and writing lyrics for several tracks, including his breathtaking solo ballad, Limbo, and his unit collaboration, Drive. These credits ensure that every time these songs are streamed on Spotify, played on television, or purchased digitally, Lee Know receives a dedicated stream of royalties. Despite his massive wealth, Lee Know remains incredibly down-to-earth and family-oriented. He is famous for his love for his 3 rescued cats, Sun-ai, Dung-ai, and Dory, and he has used his earnings to purchase a comfortable home for his family and secure their future, as well as investing in premium real estate in Seoul. He manages his finances with a practical, low-profile mindset, preferring to invest in long-term stability and high-quality hobbies like professional cooking and fishing, rather than flashing flashy jewelry or cars. Reflecting on his journey, it is incredibly moving to see how a young man who was once relegated to the back of the stage and eliminated from his dream has turned his life around through sheer dedication. The commercial success of his character, Louis Vuitton, which ranks as one of the best-selling merchandise items globally and consistently sells out at international pop-up stores, adds another massive stream of royalty income to his portfolio. Lino's financial success is not just a collection of numbers in a bank account, it is a hard-earned reward for a dancer who refused to let his dream die in the shadows. Standing at number 6, Lino represents the triumph of the underdog, proving that with enough resilience, the person who starts in the back can end up leading the entire show, securing a fortune that matches his irreplaceable talent. Number 5. Changbin, the royalty king, rhymes and riches. To truly comprehend the financial empire built by CEO Changbin, known to the world simply as Changbin, one must look beyond the typical narrative of K-pop success and examine the fascinating intersection of hereditary comfort, artistic rebellion, and the lucrative world of intellectual property rights. Changbin is famously known in the K-pop community for coming from an incredibly wealthy family. Fans often joke about his pre-debut life in a sprawling luxury apartment in Seoul, where meals were reportedly served on actual golden plates by his loving family. However, instead of coasting on his family's immense wealth, Changbin chose a path of intense struggle, joining JYP Entertainment as a trainee and determined to build his own financial destiny from scratch. In the early pre-debut days of 2016 and 2017, long before he had access to state-of-the-art equipment, Changbin co-founded the internal production unit 3 Racha alongside Bang Chan and Han under the alias Spurb. They recorded raw hip-hop tracks on cheap, basic microphones in their cramped dorm rooms, uploading their music to SoundCloud just to have their voices heard. Today, he records in his own dedicated JYP production space, the Spurb Studio, and his decision to reject a comfortable, pre-arranged life has paid off in the form of a massive self-made fortune that places him at the number 5 spot on our list. While the general group revenue distribution from Stray Kids' multi-million selling albums like 5 Star, which made history with over 5 million sales, and AD, along with massive stadium ticket sales from the Dominate World Tour, provides him with an astronomical base salary, Changbin's primary wealth multiplier is his staggering catalog of songwriting and composing credits. As one of the core producers of Stray Kids, Changbin has registered over 150 songs under his name with the Korea Music Copyright Association, KOMCA. In South Korea, songwriting royalties are a goldmine of passive income, protected by law for 70 years after the creator's death. Unlike group performance fees, which are divided among all 8 members and shared with the agency, copyright royalties are paid directly to the registered writers and composers. Under KOMCA's strict distribution system, royalties are split between lyricists, composers, and arrangers, and because Changbin regularly writes his own explosive rap verses and co-composes the main melodies, his percentage share of these tracks is incredibly high. Every single time a track like Thunderous, Maniac, S-Class, or La 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 is streamed on global platforms like Spotify and Apple Music, broadcast on television networks, performed at concerts, or played in commercial establishments like malls and karaoke rooms across South Korea, a direct payment is routed to Changbin's account. Beyond songwriting, Changbin has built a highly profitable solo commercial brand. His sharp wit, explosive rap style, and physically fit physique have made him a favorite for major corporate advertisements. Most notably, Changbin starred in a massive national marketing campaign for Samsung Galaxy, promoting the Galaxy Z Flip series, where he not only acted in the commercial, but also composed and performed the campaign's theme song, Fly High. Landing a solo commercial campaign for a tech giant like Samsung is one of the highest financial achievements for a South Korean celebrity, generating advertising fees that run into the hundreds of thousands of dollars. The contract structure at JYP Entertainment for individual commercial endorsements allows the artist to retain the vast majority of the profit, making this Samsung deal an incredible booster to Changbin's personal net worth. Additionally, Changbin's dedication to bodybuilding and fitness has transformed his physical image, opening doors for wellness and fitness brand sponsorships, which are highly lucrative in Korea's booming health industry. His individual brand value has also been enhanced by his guest appearances on variety shows and survival programs, where his quick humor and loud, energetic presence command high appearance fees. Despite his massive personal wealth and his wealthy background, Changbin remains remarkably humble, generous, and financially wise. He has often been seen treating his members to expensive meals, buying gifts for his staff, and quietly contributing to charitable causes, including a massive donation of 100 million won to help earthquake victims, which earned him a spot in the Hope Bridge Honors Club. He has used his earnings to secure his own luxury real estate in Seoul and make smart investments, showing a mature approach to wealth management. Reflecting on his journey, there is a deep emotional power to Changbin's success. For years, he had to prove to his parents that pursuing hip-hop music was a viable career choice rather than a temporary phase. By turning his passion into a highly lucrative production career and securing a spot as one of the most successful young copyright holders in South Korea, he has not only achieved complete financial independence, but has also earned the ultimate respect of his family and the music industry. Changbin at number 5 represents the ultimate triumph of artistic passion over convenience, proving that the sweetest wealth is the one you build with your own hands, your own words, and your own voice, ensuring a legacy of financial and creative freedom that will last for decades. Number 4. Han, the all-rounder genius, royalties in silence. To truly appreciate the financial and creative height achieved by Han Ji-sung, known globally as Han, one must travel back to the crucial moment when a teenage boy living in Malaysia made a high-stakes promise to his parents. He would return to South Korea alone. And if he did not debut within a single year, he would abandon his musical dreams forever and return to academic life. That intense, high-pressure countdown ignited a fire within Han, driving him to audition for JYP Entertainment and instantly stand out as one of the most gifted trainees the company had ever seen. Interestingly, Han only attended the JYP audition to support a friend, never expecting to be selected himself, yet his raw charisma and undeniable talent captivated the casting directors. Han was not just a rapper. He was a vocal powerhouse capable of hitting soaring high notes that rivaled main vocalists, as seen in his legendary high note during the I'll Be Your Man performance on Kingdom, as well as a brilliant dancer and a natural-born songwriter. He co-founded 3RACHA under the alias J.1, alongside Bang Chan and Changbin, writing complex tracks that defined the group's signature sound before they even debuted. Today, that high-stakes gamble has transformed into a massive financial empire, placing Han at the number 4 spot on our list. While the standard group split of Stray Kids' gargantuan earnings, driven by historical physical sales of albums like AT and 5 Star and massive stadium tours like the Dominate World Tour, ensures Han has a multi-million-dollar baseline income. His true wealth accelerator is his prolific output as a songwriter. Han has registered over 140 songs with the Korea Music Copyright Association, KOMCA, making him one of the youngest and most successful full members of the association. What sets Han's royalty stream apart is his unique ability to compose and write entire songs completely by himself, often in a single sitting. Tracks like 19 Another Day, Slump, Chill, and Collision are testament to his solitary creative genius. In the music industry, when a song is written and composed by a single person, that artist receives the entire songwriter and composer share of the royalties, rather than dividing it among a team of co-writers. This means that every single stream of these tracks on Spotify, Apple Music, and Korean platforms like Melon, every broadcast play on television, and every performance at global concerts routes a massive, undiluted stream of passive royalty income directly into Han's personal bank account. An excellent example of this is the track Slump, which served as the ending theme song for the globally popular anime series Tower of God. Through this collaboration, international streaming royalties collected by organizations like JASRAC in Japan are forwarded directly to KOMCA and into Han's account, creating a steady stream of foreign currency royalties. These royalties are protected for 70 years after death, guaranteeing him a lifetime of financial security. Beyond royalties, Han has also participated in group endorsements and solo modeling campaigns, although he generally prefers to keep a low profile compared to the group's visual line. The income he generates from merchandise sales, especially his popular SKSO character Hankwaka, which consistently ranks as one of the top-selling items worldwide, adds a substantial revenue stream. Reflecting on Han's financial journey brings up deep emotional elements. Han has been incredibly open about his struggles with social anxiety, sometimes experiencing severe panic that required him to step away from public schedules. There is a beautiful, moving paradox in the fact that a young man who finds comfort in isolation can stand on a stadium stage in front of 80,000 screaming fans, leading them with absolute charisma, and then go home to write songs that generate millions of dollars. Han has used his wealth to build a comfortable, private lifestyle, investing heavily in top-tier music production equipment for his home studio, securing premium real estate, and ensuring his family's financial freedom. He is known to be a dedicated homebody who loves watching anime and ordering delivery food, meaning his personal expenses remain remarkably low, allowing his wealth to compound rapidly through smart savings and investments. He does not flaunt his wealth with flashy luxury cars or watches. Instead, he invests in his peace of mind, his art, and the people he loves. Han at number 4 represents the power of pure, unadulterated genius, proving that when you have the courage to gamble on your own talent, you can create a quiet empire of passive income and artistic freedom that allows you to live life entirely on your own terms. Number 3. Felix. The global darling, golden brand power. To truly comprehend the financial empire and global commercial impact of Lee Felix, known simply as Felix, one must look beyond the dazzling visual center of Stray Kids and examine the incredible journey of a boy from Sydney, Australia, who arrived in Seoul speaking almost no Korean, only to become one of the most sought-after faces in global high fashion. Felix's early days as a trainee were defined by intense culture shock, language barriers, and a deep sense of isolation as he struggled to adapt to JYP Entertainment's strict training regime. Back in Sydney, Felix was just a regular high school student who loved video games and spending time with his parents and sisters, making the sudden transition to the high-pressure K-pop trainee system incredibly jarring. During the 2017 survival show, Felix faced the ultimate devastating blow when he was eliminated by JY Park, who cited his lack of language proficiency as a major barrier to connecting with the public. The scene of his elimination, with his fellow members crying in despair, remains one of the most emotional moments in K-pop history. Yet, Felix's unique, subterranean deep voice and magnetic stage presence were too powerful to ignore, prompting his return to the group. Today, that young boy who once feared he had no future in South Korea is a global superstar and a multi-millionaire, standing at the number 3 spot on our list. While the equal split of Stray Kids' massive group earnings, generated by record-breaking physical album sales of releases like 5 Star, which sold over 5 million copies, and AD, alongside massive stadium ticket sales from the Dominate World Tour, guarantees him a highly lucrative baseline income, Felix's individual wealth is supercharged by his unparalleled power in the global luxury endorsement market. Felix possesses what marketers call the Felix effect, an almost instantaneous ability to drive brand engagement and sell out luxury items globally. This incredible influence caught the eye of Nicolas Ghesquière, the artistic director of women's collections for the French luxury powerhouse Louis Vuitton, who personally selected Felix to become a house ambassador, the highest tier of brand partnership. This contract means Felix is featured in global print campaigns, billboard advertisements in major cities like New York, Paris, Tokyo, and Seoul, and receives custom-made designs for red carpet events, elevating his personal brand value to an elite level. Landing a solo contract with a pinnacle luxury house like Louis Vuitton is a financial milestone of the highest order, generating endorsement fees that run into the millions of dollars. These solo fashion contracts are structured with highly artist-friendly profit splits, meaning Felix retains the vast majority of these earnings, completely separate from JYP's group calculations. In addition to Louis Vuitton, Felix has built lucrative partnerships with luxury cosmetics and jewelry brands, including YSL Beauty and Bulgari, participating in high-profile campaigns and public appearances that pay astronomical fees. His social media presence is another massive revenue engine. As one of the most followed fourth-generation K-pop idols on Instagram, Felix commands immense digital influence, where a single sponsored post or brand tag can generate tens of thousands of dollars in promotional revenue. Furthermore, his legendary deep voice, which delivered the viral "Cookin' Like a Chef, I'm a 5-star Michelin" line in God's Menu, has defined Stray Kids' sonic identity globally, driving massive streaming numbers and album sales. The commercial demand for his character, Bakari, is also exceptionally high, consistently ranking as a top seller and generating massive merchandise royalties for him. Despite his enormous personal wealth, Felix is celebrated globally for his extraordinary humility, kindness, and philanthropic spirit. He became the youngest member to be inducted into the UNICEF Honors Club after donating over 100 million won to support children in Laos suffering from poor sanitation and nutrition. Instead of spending his rare vacation time relaxing at a luxury resort, Felix quietly traveled to Laos in early 2024 to volunteer on the ground, wearing a simple UNICEF t-shirt, staying in modest accommodations, eating local food, and helping clean schools and distribute supplies, showcasing a level of genuine compassion that is incredibly rare in the high-stakes entertainment industry. This social responsibility has actually boosted his commercial appeal, as modern luxury brands actively seek out ambassadors with clean, positive public images. While he may not have as many songwriting credits as Richest, Felix has written and composed his own solo tracks, such as the hauntingly beautiful Deep End, which has amassed tens of millions of streams on Spotify, generating direct royalty income. Additionally, JYP Entertainment's recent contract renewals have granted the members highly lucrative signing bonuses and significantly improved profit-sharing percentages, reflecting their massive leverage as JYP's primary revenue driver. Felix has used his wealth to purchase a beautiful home for his family in Australia, secure his financial future through smart, low-risk investments, and continuously support charitable causes. Reflecting on his journey, there is a profound emotional beauty to Felix's success. The boy who was once told his voice and language were not enough has turned those exact traits into a multi-million-dollar global brand, proving that authenticity, resilience, and a pure heart can conquer the world of business just as easily as they conquer the hearts of millions of fans worldwide. Felix at number 3 represents the pinnacle of global marketability, showing that true success is not just about accumulating wealth, but about using that wealth to make the world a warmer, brighter place for everyone. Number 2. Hyunjin, the artistic royalty of visual empire. To fully comprehend the extraordinary financial status and cultural influence of Hwang Hyunjin, known globally as Hyunjin, one must look past the striking visuals that grace billboards across the world and delve into the intense psychological battle of a boy who refused to be defined solely by his appearance. When Hyunjin was street cast by a JYP casting agent while shopping with his mother at a local flea market, he was highly suspicious of the agency and had absolutely no background in dance or singing. In the fiercely competitive trainee dorms, he faced cruel whispers from others who dismissed him as a visual-only candidate who would easily debut on looks alone, a label that hurt him deeply. Vowing to make his talent undeniable, Hyunjin locked himself in the practice rooms for hours, crying from exhaustion, and attending the School of Performing Arts Seoul, SOPA, where he trained intensely in popping, locking, hip-hop, and contemporary dance to build a versatile foundation. This emotional transformation from a self-proclaimed handsome face to a highly respected performance artist is what laid the foundation for his current multi-million-dollar empire. While his baseline earnings are secured by JYP's equal distribution of Stray Kids' record-shattering group achievements, including the massive album sales of AT and the historic stadium sellouts of the Dominate World Tour, Hyunjin's personal wealth has skyrocketed due to his status as a premier global fashion icon. Donatella Versace, the legendary creative force behind the Italian luxury house Versace, personally selected Hyunjin as the brand's global brand ambassador, making him the first Korean artist to hold this prestigious title. The financial implications of a global Versace ambassadorship are astronomical. It entails multi-million-dollar endorsement fees, starring in global campaigns like the Versace holiday launch, appearing on massive billboards in major fashion capitals like Milan, New York, Tokyo, and Paris, and attending high-profile events. His presence at the Cannes Film Festival and the La Vacanza fashion show in France created a media frenzy, showing how his luxury networking increases his personal brand value. The profit-sharing split for such high-end solo contracts is highly favorable to the artist under JYP's established artist guidelines, allowing Hyunjin to retain the vast majority of these massive payouts. Furthermore, Hyunjin has established a lucrative partnership with the luxury jewelry house Cartier, representing their iconic Trinity collection, and the luxury fragrance brand Kilian Paris, adding more layers of direct, individual income. On social media, Hyunjin's digital footprint is incredibly valuable. His Instagram account boasts massive follower engagement, making him one of the most lucrative influencers for luxury brands, where a single post featuring a tagged product can command tens of thousands of dollars. His personal popularity translates directly into the commercial success of Stray Kids' physical merchandise, with his character, Jinnerette, consistently ranking as a top-selling item that generates massive merchandise royalties. Beyond fashion and performance, Hyunjin has cultivated a highly successful avenue for passive income through his artistic endeavors. He is a passionate oil painter, spending his free time creating sophisticated, expressive canvases that have been praised by art enthusiasts, with future plans for a solo exhibition that could represent a brand new revenue stream. Under the Korea Music Copyright Association, KOMCA, Hyunjin holds writing and composing credits for key Stray Kids songs, most notably the viral hit Red Lights, a duet with Bang Chan that became a massive TikTok trend and has accumulated hundreds of millions of streams on Spotify. The continuous global streaming of Red Lights and his other solo compositions, such as Love Untold and Contradicting, ensures a steady, non-split flow of songwriting royalties directly to his personal account. As an only child, Hyunjin has used his massive wealth to fully support his parents, purchasing a beautiful home, cars, and ensuring they live comfortably in Seoul. He remains deeply grounded and artistically focused, using his earnings to purchase a luxury apartment in Seoul, secure his family's long-term financial freedom, and support various charitable causes, including a massive donation of 100 million won to help children with hearing impairments, earning him a spot in the Honors Club. Reflecting on his journey, there is a profound emotional victory in Hyunjin's financial success. The boy who was once dismissed as a mere visual shell has built a diverse visual and creative empire, proving that when you combine raw visual power with a relentless work ethic and deep artistic integrity, you can command the highest heights of the global luxury and entertainment industries. Hyunjin at number 2 represents the ultimate fusion of art and commerce, showing that true value is built from the inside out, turning his personal struggles and artistic passion into a legacy of creative freedom and immense financial success. Number 1. Bang Chan. the Mastermind creator, unrivaled passive empire. To truly grasp the magnitude of the financial empire and leadership of Christopher Bang, known to the world as Bang Chan, one must look back at the dark, empty practice rooms of JYP Entertainment where a young, lonely teenager from Sydney, Australia, spent 7 long years training while watching his closest friends debut in groups like GOT7, Day6, and Twice. Born in South Korea but raised in Sydney, Bang Chan was a talented athlete who won swimming championships at his father's swimming club, but he gave up that comfortable life to chase music. For 7 years, Bang Chan endured the crushing weight of uncertainty, training alongside stars like Bam Bam, Yugyeom, Young K, Nayeon, Sana, and Siu, watching them debut one by one while he remained a trainee, experiencing deep self-doubt and loneliness. This long period of waiting, however, allowed him to gain the absolute trust of JY Park, who eventually handed him the keys to the kingdom. The rare and historic opportunity to personally handpick the members of his own group and produce their music himself. That single, unprecedented decision changed the course of K-pop history and laid the foundation for Bang Chan to become the ultimate financial powerhouse of Stray Kids. While the equal group split of their monumental earnings, spanning physical album sales of releases like 5 Star and 8E, along with sold-out global stadium tours like the Dominate World Tour, ensures a multi-million-dollar baseline for all members. Bang Chan stands alone at the #1 spot due to his unparalleled role as the group's executive producer. Under the Korea Music Copyright Association, KOMCA, Bang Chan has registered over 180 songs, making him one of the most credited and successful young songwriters in the history of South Korean music. What elevates Bang Chan's royalty income above everyone else is not just the volume of his credits, but the depth of his involvement. He does not merely write lyrics or compose basic melodies, but is heavily involved in the arrangement of the tracks, utilizing advanced software like Logic Pro in his dedicated space, Channy Studio. Arranging is the technical process of building the actual instrumentals, beats, and sonic textures, which commands a much larger slice of the copyright revenue pie under KOMCA's strict distribution guidelines. Furthermore, JYP Entertainment has a separate contract structure for in-house producers, meaning Bang Chan gets paid twice, once as an artist performing the song and once as the producer who created it, receiving a percentage of gross sales before the artist split. Every time a song like God's Menu, Backdoor, Myro, Maniac, or S-Class is streamed on Spotify, played on the radio, performed live at stadiums, or featured on television broadcasts globally, a massive, continuous stream of passive royalty income is routed directly into his account, guaranteed by law for 70 years. Additionally, as the creative mastermind who formed the group, Bang Chan holds immense leverage during contract negotiations with JYP Entertainment, securing a massive signing bonus and the most favorable profit-sharing terms. In the commercial space, Bang Chan's individual value is highly sought after, leading to high-profile partnerships such as his solo ambassadorship with the luxury jewelry brand Swarovski and extensive features in premium fashion magazines. Despite being the wealthiest member of the group, Bang Chan lives a life of profound humility and dedication, often spending his holidays working alone in the JYP studios to create new music rather than spending his fortune on lavish vacations. He has used his earnings to support his family in Australia, buy high-end production equipment, and frequently purchase incredibly expensive gifts for his members, showing his generous, parental nature. Reflecting on his journey, there is a deep emotional beauty to Bang Chan's success. The trainee who once stood alone in empty hallways, wondering if he would ever make it, has built a self-made multi-million-dollar empire while carrying his 7 brothers to the absolute top of the global music industry. Bang Chan at #1 represents the ultimate triumph of patience, loyalty, and creative genius, proving that when you invest your time into mastering your craft and elevating those around you, you build an ironclad empire of wealth, respect, and artistic freedom that can never be broken. To wrap it all up, the financial landscape of Stray Kids at JYP Entertainment is a beautiful mix of equality and individual hustle. At the core, JYP's equal profit sharing for group activities like physical album sales, digital streams, and global stadium tours ensures that all 8 members, from the magne I.N to the leader Bang Chan, are multi-millionaires who enjoy immense financial security. However, the differences in their salaries come down to 2 major wealth multipliers: songwriting royalties and solo luxury fashion endorsements. The production team, 3 Racha, led by Bang Chan, alongside Changbin and Han, commands massive passive income through their registered KOMCA credits, ensuring a lifelong stream of royalties that doesn't need to be split. On the other hand, the visual and dance line, particularly Hyunjin and Felix, supercharge their personal wealth through high-profile, solo global brand ambassadorships with legendary fashion houses like Versace and Louis Vuitton, which offer highly lucrative, artist-friendly payout splits. This creates a balanced ecosystem where every member's unique strengths contribute to their overall financial success, making Stray Kids not just a legendary musical group, but a highly profitable business empire. Thank you for following this deep dive, and with that, we are officially closing the channel.